Alrighty guys, welcome back. My name is Chris. I am Algo Man and we are here again. Can you believe it? It's Monday and yes, I'm bringing CYMO Pro back to the stage solo. If you thought Thursday's session was just a fluke, if you thought, well, there's no way this thing works that clean twice in a row, well, then get ready. Because today was an actual highly cyclic session, perfect conditions to run this back. Same chart, same settings, same market structure. And let's see if lightning strikes twice. And spoiler alert, it did. And by the way, guys, the challenge that I posted over on Discord still stands, okay? I posted a challenge in our Discord on Friday. Run the same playback session I did on Thursday. Same chart, same CYMO settings. Try to replicate the precision I showed you guys bar for bar. So far, crickets. Which honestly is kind of disheartening because these streams, guys, aren't just for watching. They're for mastering. They're for implementing. They're for traders who are tired of winging it and are ready to actually build a process. And if you're not getting the same results I'm getting during these replays, guys, we need to fix that fast. And that's why we offer the one-on-one sessions. That's why we post full-length replays in our Discord. But none of that matters if you don't take action, okay? So I'd love for you guys to go ahead and put these bad boys back on playback and see if you guys are getting the same results, before you even watch the replay video. Give yourself a chance, put this thing on playback and see if you're getting the same results, okay? Because that's really part of the process of refining your approach, okay? Now, today's session, it's actually a carbon copy of Thursday. Same cyclic DNA, same rhythms, same CYMO-only execution using nothing but structure and clarity today, okay? We're stripping out everything else, just focusing on CYMO. The market dropped out of the gate today, guys. It cycled, it fake trended a few times and bounced back into structure, and CYMO picked up every piece of it. And if you watched Thursday's recap and you still sat on the fence this morning, you missed the exact same setup, okay? And honestly, that's on you. But the beauty of what we do here is you can run it back, you can test it, and you can prove it to yourself in playback mode before ever risking $1. So we're going to go ahead and replay this bad boy back at 10 times the speed of the market and see exactly how this shook out. Now I'm going to break it down in two parts. It's going to be the opening session, and then I'm going to do a midday session right around from, I don't know, maybe 12:15 all the way to like maybe 1:30, 2 in the afternoon, maybe 2:30. And I'll kind of walk you through the setups, guys, specifically with CYMO. If you can master CYMO, which is the foundation of everything that we do, guys, you're going to have a really good chance of hitting a home run with these indicators, because CYMO is really the foundation of everything that we do here with the other tools that we have, okay? So before we get started, guys, remember we always look at the last half hour of the session, okay? And this would be for Friday's session right here. And the big question you want to ask yourself is what happened in the last half hour of the trading session, okay? And if you notice right here, in the last half hour of the trading session, it appeared that the market wanted to trend right here, and it kind of fizzled out. It went into a cycle, little pivot trade to the downside right here, and you had a cycle going up right here. Now, this bar is going to close the moment that we get the first bar of the day. It appeared that the market may had wanted to go up, and we're going to go ahead and see how that played out, okay? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Buckle your seatbelts and let's go, guys. This will start right now at 9:30 a.m. And again, we're going to do a piece of the morning, and then we're going to go ahead and do a slice of the afternoon. And then, we're going to go ahead and post this video so you guys can audit it later, okay? And this is going to go ahead and kick off right when the timer hits 9:30. And it's going pretty quick right now. So it should just be about maybe another 10-15 seconds. All right, so hang tight. Wow, look at that bar, guys, right there. First bar out of the gate. Both cycle and momentum are down. This is telling you guys that the market is gonna go down right there. Now, if you guys know, okay, now check this out. I don't trade the first 15 minutes of the day, but let me just pause it here because I think this is really important, okay? Normally, when there's follow through with a cycle, and if price is going to continue, if there's going to be continuation in the move, okay, you would see this bad boy right here, this cyan line, which represents the cyclic component in price, you would see this fall below the zero line. But guess what happened here, guys? Momentum fell below the threshold, but cycle didn't. Cycle didn't follow below the threshold. Cycle actually pivoted up right there on the second bar. And this is actually telling you something really important right there, guys. This is probably telling you that there's not really going to be any follow through to the downside right there. And let's see how this played out within the first couple of bars of the trading session today. So I think there's something interesting for you guys to see. Wow, check this out right there, okay? Momentum actually fizzled out completely. There was no follow through at all whatsoever, guys, with price coming down. What ended up being what appeared to be a cycle trade to the downside, cycle never came down. It remained above the zero line, okay? And what this here is telling you guys, it's predicting that price was actually not going to go down. It's predicting that price was actually going to move up, okay? This move right here, had it gone down below zero, it would have pulled price down completely. But instead of going down below zero, right here at the very first bar, it pivoted up. Okay, and you guys just saw that right now as I hit play. It pivoted up. This pivot right here tells you that price is not going down. And in fact, it told you that 1, 2, 3, about 4 bars before momentum completely fizzled out to the downside right there. And that's pretty impressive if you're looking to trade the morning open. If you know that, you're not going to run after the trade to the downside. You're going to wait to see how the market shakes out. And that's exactly what CYMO helped you spot right here, okay? Now you've got a reversal trade right here, and who knows where this is going to go. You're still way outside of the zone right here. You got a pivot trade here to the upside. See, we can
Order filled.
Take a buy signal right there. And this might be the commencement of cycle number 1 because you just have, you had momentum rise up here, guys, okay? And if momentum rises up there, you begin counting your cycles. So this would be a long cycle which ended right here, okay? And we can count that as cycle number 1 right there, okay? Began here, ended here. The moment that momentum went up above the 90 threshold, we began counting our cycles. That's the process that we follow, right? So let's go ahead and see if we can get cycle number 2 here. And if we do, then awesome. Now, keep this in mind. You have the green 80 bar VWAP rolling in right here, guys. This normally acts as an anchor point, kind of a ceiling, if you would, okay? If price ends up hitting this 80 bar VWAP, guys, it is game over. And you just had the beginning of cycle number 2 right there, okay? So let's see what happens, okay? You had the beginning of cycle number 2 right there. Momentum is still rising, and you have your 80 bar VWAP right there. You just had the end of cycle number 2 right there. I'd be very happy to take my profits and get out of that trade right there. Bingo, you're done. All right? This is how you trade the morning open, guys. It's a pretty simple, methodical process that if you follow the process will lead to a natural outcome of what you're looking to achieve, okay? Now, right here, you've got a pivot trade, okay? And these little pivot trades are short-lived. I don't like them, but they do happen in the markets all the time, okay? Yep, that's your pivot trade right here, and here's your 80 bar VWAP. Let's see how price responds when it hits this level. This would be the end of your pivot trade right here. This would be the beginning, this would be the end, and that would be the end of your little pivot trade right there, and you're at the 80 bar VWAP. Could this be the commencement of a little bit of a larger pull to the upside? It might, because momentum just went up here. Look at this. Okay, I'll normally stay out of these type of trades. I just don't like them. You know, it's just my preference, okay? And if it's getting too close for comfort, right around the 80 bar VWAP, I'll typically stay out, okay? Hey, Mike, how are you? Q was asking why I closed the trade. Okay, well, let me explain to you why I went ahead and closed the trade real quick. Let me just go ahead and pause this. We closed the trade for a couple of reasons, okay? First of all, we went ahead and saw that cycle never came down below zero. Okay, it continued just rising above zero right there, which told you that there was not going to be any continuation to the downside candle that you saw here at the open. Okay, the move with momentum up right here signaled a start of a new move to the upside, and we took the trade right here. But the moment, okay, no, you don't let your profits run. That's not the way we trade here. No, that's completely wrong. And if you want to learn, just hear me out, man. If not, if you're going to come here to make noise, then, you know, see you later. But let me explain to you what happened, okay? Here's what happened. Momentum rises, cycle rises, you take the trade, you pull the trade here, okay? This is momentum going above the 0.90 threshold. This is telling you that you're in cycle mode right here. You've got cycle 1 and you've got the end of cycle 2 right here. At the end of cycle 2, that's where you typically take your profits and you close your trade, especially on an early morning trade. That's a reversal trade. That's a short covering trade to the upside from this sell-off that happened early morning. And as well, you have the 80 bar VWAP coming right there. Why would you risk hitting the VWAP and then having price bounce back? This is the point where you take the trade off, and it's a safe place to take the trade. We took it off because it was the end of cycle number 2. We didn't take it off because we felt like taking it off. No, you don't use trailing stops. Dude, you sound like a real amateur. I'm sorry. If you're trading order price flow, good luck to you, man. This is pure algorithmic trading, and we follow a consistent process and a set of rules in the way that we trade. You know, we don't just trade because we thought that price was going to do this and price was going to do that, or because we had a hunch or a gut feeling. We follow a very systematic process in the way that we trade, and this is how and why we got out of a trade. Cycle 2, okay, ended here. We got out of the trade here, and that was really the end of it right here. You had a pivot trade to the upside that hit the 80 bar VWAP right here, and the moment it hit the 80 bar VWAP, that was it. It stalled. Price is not going anywhere from this point forward, guys, right here, you know? And let me go ahead and continue the string so you guys can see this, okay? And I'll be providing color as we go along, guys, so you guys could see how everything kind of shakes out and plays out right here. And I'll be stopping this pretty soon, and I'll be fast forwarding it just a little bit more. I'll just give it maybe a few more minutes right here. This is a learning platform. This is where we do recaps of the NASDAQ 100 futures. And we go over the plays of how everything broke down in the day and how to use the tools that most of the members are currently using right now. So see, guys, what ended up happening right here is we had the VWAP up here, okay, turned a little bit green. You had a little bit of a trend component right there. Price went all the way back, and what did it do? It came right back to the 80 bar VWAP, okay? I'm telling you, this 80 bar VWAP right here acts as an anchor, okay? This pivot trade right here going up and hitting the 80 bar VWAP, there was not a lot of meat on the bone. It was a fast moving trade. It went up, hit the 80 bar VWAP, kind of bounced around and came right back down. Look at this, guys. And that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Follow a process that's sound in the process of you trading, and you're going to see the outcomes that you're hoping to see when you trade, okay? Anytime you're around the 80 bar VWAP, you got to be very careful because this does act as an anchor, and price will definitely shift on you right there. So this was pretty much from the opening of the market all the way till about 10:30 right there. Let's see if we fast forward this till maybe about, I don't know, 12. Let's see, about 12:08 right there. See what happens. Completely different environment right here. And let's go ahead and see if we see any other opportunities right there. All right. Okay, you've got cycle going up, momentum going up right there. Looks like a little bit of a pivot trade to me right there. And these pivot trades are really short-lived. I don't particularly like to trade them, but let's see what happens here. And that's it right there.
Order filled.
Okay, that is the end of it right there, guys. When these two bad boys kiss goodbye right there, that is where you want to get out of these pivot trades, okay? They're very short-lived, just like I said. I probably missed it by a bar, but that's okay. Oh, that was a scratch. That was from 21,446 and I got off at 21,446, so it's a scratch. There was no pointage at all made on that. And that's how short-lived these pivot trades are. They're just like poof, quick. This looks like it might be setting up to go long.
Order filled.
Say we go there. This looks like another pivot trade as well, and that's
Order
the
filled.
end of it right there. This one had a little bit more meat on the bone from 458 to 468.
Order filled.
Take that one to the downside, and let's see. So we took this up right there, and we took it out right smack right there. Okay, now we're taking this to the downside. Cycle and momentum are both coming down. So this last trade here was about 10 points. And as soon as cycle and momentum kiss goodbye right there, I will take that one off right there. Right there.
Order filled.
Okay, and that's 460 to 452. So about another, I don't know, what would have been like a $300 trade. And I don't mind taking this to the upside, but I want to see if momentum comes up. If momentum comes up above the threshold, then yes, this will be a trade to the upside. Okay, otherwise what could happen is cycle will come down and bring everything down with it. So you got to be careful. Okay, right here, you see how momentum is coming up and cycle is still above zero? That might be
Order filled.
Entry point right there. Okay, cycle just crossed below zero right here. Normally I'd take that off. Momentum seems to be going up quite nicely. So let's wait another bar because everything seems to be moving up, and boom, momentum just went into trend mode right there. I'm not going to think twice. I'm just going to let that run, and I'm going to count my cycles, okay? So this would be cycle number 1 right here. That's the very first thing I do, guys. I count my cycles, okay? Right there. Cycle number 1, okay? Right there. Begins here, ends here. These are 180 degrees. Remember, guys, 180 degrees going this way. So it's not 360. 360 would be like this, and then it'd come back down. This is only, remember, you're counting 180 degrees in the direction of the move. So if it's in the direction of the move, it's this way. It's up, right? Price is going up. And this is how you know it's cycle number 1. It's right here where the trend begins, right when the momentum goes above 0.90. Okay, that's where you start it right there, okay? I'm using both of these together right now. And guys, you can get all the details on these by clicking the link in my bio. That's probably the best way to gain more information on these tools. There's a little link in my bio right there, and you can get all the details that you like right there. Because there's a few different tools. I don't have all the tools on here right now. This one here is called CYMO Pro. This is CYMO right here. And CYMO comes together with the dynamic VWAP right here. Now, check this out, guys. You just had a crossing right here. That's the end of cycle number 2 right there, okay? That's about a $3,400 trade, okay? About a $3,400 trade right there. So, you had a few small trades right here that didn't have a lot of meat in the bones, like this one back here was a scratch, 446 to 446. This one was a 10-pointer right here. This one was probably about, I don't know, 8 points right here. And this one right here was quite a nice trade from 454 to 539 right there. CYMO is CYMO, and CYMO comes with the dynamic VWAP. So these two are complementary and they come together. They come together. But we also have, that's okay, man. But we also have the full suite, and the full suite has a few extra tools that this doesn't have. All right, so this might be a short to the downside right here. Why is it a short? Okay, it's a short because momentum and cycle are falling. You didn't have cycle number 3. This is measuring the cyclic component of price. It's basically a measure of market structure relative to momentum. That's what this is measuring right here. This is your market structure tool right here. This is exactly what you need to measure market structure.
Order filled.
So I'll hop out right there because this trade right here was just about to fizzle on me. I made about 1 point on it. Not a lot of meat on the bone on this trade, so I hopped off it ASAP. And let me just go ahead and mark this right here, okay? All right, just hang tight, guys, because if I get carried away reading the remarks, I'll definitely make mistakes. I have to look at the chart here because it is moving fast. Remember, I'm running this at 10 times the speed of the market, so it tends to move a lot faster than it does in a regular market cycle, okay? But I promise I will get to your questions because this is only I'm only gonna run this till maybe about 2:30 or so in the afternoon, and we'll see what comes out of it. Okay. Another pivot trade right here. These little pivot trades, you got to be careful with them because they are very quick. I took a pivot trade over here. I think it was this one right here. Yeah, pivot trade right here, and it was a scratch. And I think I took one earlier today as well, and it was also a scratch. So you got to be careful with those pivot trades, okay? Let's see what's going on right here. You got cycle rising up, momentum falling right here. Let's see what happens, okay? So you got cycle rising, momentum falling. Cycle's kind of like all the way up until its full course right there, but I see price falling right there, so I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen. You're right here at the base of VWAP, and let's see if it moves up or down. Came down. It looks like you have another pivot trade right here to the downside. Kind of a noisy little environment right here. See what happens. Oh, wow, this thing just came down quick, didn't it?
Order filled.
I'll take this to the downside only because I saw momentum fall beyond the threshold over here, okay? And whenever momentum sinks, that means you're in trend mode right there. So that gave me the confidence to take this trade to the downside right there. So if this holds water, guys, if this trade holds any water, then we got to begin counting our cycles, right? So here we go. All right, this is how you do it. You have cycle number one. Oops, I used the wrong tool. Sorry. You have cycle number one right here. Bingo. Okay, and you've got cycle number one that ends right there. Remember, it's in the direction of the trend. That's the only reason I pulled the trigger on this, because I saw the yellow line fall below the 0.80 threshold, which means that price moved into trend mode right there. So if it is a trend, it is a doggone slow trend because this thing is moving super slow. And here's the commencement of cycle number two. All right, right there. And I will take this off as soon as cycle number two is over, which is almost above the zero line right there. It's getting pretty close.
Order
right
filled.
Okay, so that trade went from 514 all the way to 502. Not bad. Okay, not bad at all. Yeah, these videos are going to be posted on YouTube right after we're done. They normally take a day to post on YouTube, but you'll see Thursday's session right there. Okay, this is another cycle to the downside.
Order filled.
Right there. You got momentum down and cycle coming down right there. The only concern I've got is that you're really close to the 80 bar VWAP right there. So I'm going to keep my eyes on that. Holy moly, man, look at this. It's sunk. Ha! Wow. Hit the 80 bar VWAP and this sunk. This is going down. It's not going to stall. At the 80 bar VWAP, it's going to continue all the way down until you get cycle number 3. Remember, this is all part of a collection of little cycles. You've got cycle 1, cycle 2, where we took the trade off right here, okay? Right there. And then price kind of went sideways a little bit, and then it came down for the third cycle, which is known as your capitulation, right there. Right where this is at, this is where you want to pull the trigger to get the heck out of this trade right there, okay? That's a little bit over $1,600 right there.
Order
Boom.
filled.
Take the trade and you're done, okay? Now, here's something I want you to notice, and this is a very important point, okay? Don't miss this, guys. If you take anything away from what you're watching right now, take this away, okay? You're here at cycle number 3. Count the cycles right here, guys. Cycle 1, cycle 2, cycle 3. Remember, I told you guys a dozen times, the end of cycle 3 is normally when you get a reversal, okay? And here you go. You got cycle 3. It's right here, flush with the zero line. It just came up, okay?
Order
That's
filled.
your reversal to the upside right there. Uh-oh, you just had cycle fall right there. Is momentum going to fall? Nope, momentum is going to rise. Good. If this hits the 80 bar VWAP right there, that is it, guys. That's going to be trade over, and I'll be out of there. Right there. Hit the 80 bar VWAP, and
Order filled.
you're done, okay?
Wow, did you see that? That's what you call precision.
So it hits the 80 bar VWAP right there. Let's see what happens. Let's see if the theory holds. Okay, so theory is it hits the 80 bar VWAP and two things could happen. It either breaks or it reverses. All right, let's see exactly what could potentially happen right here at the 80 bar VWAP. Okay, cycle is coming down. This is telling you that price is going to come down, guys, right there. Unless, unless momentum just continues to go up, and then it might pull price up. Okay, so there you go. Momentum came down right there. Price came down. And this type of cyclic rotation will end the moment that cycle and momentum kiss goodbye. Right here. That's where it's going to end. Right smack right there. Let's see if I'm right. So what happened here, guys? It hit the 80 bar VWAP. It didn't break. It did an about face and came right back down to the support line. Okay? And that was it. Okay? Nice little cyclic trade to the downside, and the moment that cycle and momentum ended, that's it, guys. It just bounces back up again, and it goes into another cycle rhythm at that point in time right there. Okay, so here you go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave it right there for now, so you guys can see that. Okay, and I will be posting this video in our YouTube channel shortly after I get off here. But for now, I'll go ahead and do any Q&A you guys have, because I know you guys have been asking me questions on this. I gave you guys a little sample of what the morning was like, and we kind of did like midday right now, right here on the chart. And I want to try release a YouTube teaching. We have a whole collection, Aman, of videos called CYMO School that you can watch these, and a whole bunch of other videos on YouTube. We did a video on this exact tool on Thursday. That's that's the latest video we have on YouTube. You can watch that there. We have other tools as well that we use in the process of doing these recaps that are not shown here on the chart today, just simply because we wanted to strip out the rest of the tools and only focus on the core foundational tool, which is CYMO Pro. We wanted to showcase how it worked in today's environment. Someone said, "Hey, man, was Thursday a fluke? I want to see that work again on Monday." So here you go. You're watching it again on Monday. Okay. The indicator here is called CYMO Pro. Okay, and you can find it on the NinjaTrader ecosystem, or you can just grab it directly from the link in my bio. Either way, you're going to find it. Yeah. And this one on top is called the Dynamic VWAP, and it's included with the CYMO Pro trial. So you can get both of these right here. So remember, guys, that this tool is designed to give you market structure. Okay, that's exactly what the tool is designed to do. It's designed to give you a heads up on what's going to happen here with market structure. And look at this. This is what it does best. Okay, if you notice the cycle component, which is the cyan line coming down right here, okay, the moment it crossed the yellow line, that was the end of this trade, okay? But the moment it crossed back above the zero line, it was telling you that something was going to happen with price, okay? And look at that something. The moment it crossed above the zero line, you were at this bar, okay? And now count the bars with me. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars before the market actually took off to the upside, okay? Now, I waited to jump in on this long trade because I wanted to make sure that momentum was going to fizzle out from being down here in trend mode in this little overshoot, okay? I don't want to take a long if cycle is going to come right back down and momentum is just going to drag price down, okay, guys? You don't want to do that. So normally what I do is I like to see momentum kind of fizzle out or, just tilt up a little bit. Then I'll pull the trigger the way I did right here to take the trade to the upside. And I began counting my cycles. Cycle 1, cycle 2, perfectly nailed the upside to this trade right there, okay? But the key takeaway from this is you have to remember that the cycle indicator right here, with CYMO, the structure indicator, I like to call it, it gave you a 5-bar advance warning that price was actually going to flip on you and take off. That's what it does, guys. It gives you an advance warning of where price is going to take off. Then, of course, you have your other tools that you can combine with this, like ScalpMo, which is designed to scalp and you have pure mode that's designed to capture the the trend component of price, right? Today we strip those out and only focused on the foundational tool that I've been using for the past 20 years, which is CYMO Pro. Yeah, it's a 7-day free trial, guys. You can take these bad boys, but hear me out on this, okay? We give everyone a 7-day free trial because we believe in our tools and we want you to try them, put them on playback mode, just the same way I did. Try to replicate the same results I'm showing you right here on this live stream right now. Okay, you can do that without risking any money whatsoever, okay, because you're doing it in a replay environment, in a recap environment. So, but here's the thing, guys. These are really advanced algorithmic systems, okay? We give you guys 2 free one-on-one sessions so you can dial in these tools and make sure you get up and running within your 7-day trial. We just don't want you to unpack these and try to figure anything out on your own. It's just going to lead to frustration, okay? We have really good documentation on this to get you up and going. We have we have a setup video. We have a lot of stuff, okay? But at the end of the day, every trader is different, okay? Your style might be different than mine. You might be a hyper scalper, and the next guy might be a swing trader, right? But we have these free one-on-one sessions that are part of your subscription, of your trial, exclusively to get you dialed in fast. And we have found that the traders who actually take us up on the one-on-one to help them get dialed in are the ones that have the highest success rate within our group, guys. Okay, these are the same guys that are posting wins on a Discord channel, that are 6-figure earners that are doing extremely well for themselves, right? But they're dialed in, guys. They do these one-on-one calls with us, at least once on a monthly basis. But since you're just starting out, that's the way you want to start. Don't just grab these tools and try to figure them out on your own. Book the one-on-one. You'll get the link. It's in the setup instructions. And we'll get on the horn with you guys and help you set up so that this way you limit your downtime and you hit the ground running, okay? And you make the best of these tools within the 7-day session, 7-day trial that you have. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good way of doing it. You can learn through CYMO School. You can learn by tuning into these live recaps that we have every afternoon at 5:30 Eastern time. So there's a lot of ways to learn, man. And that's the whole reason that we're here. This is a learning environment for everyone that uses these tools, because even though you're using them already, there's guys that are using this, they come on here and they see something that they hadn't seen before, and they have that aha moment, And this is just one of a couple of other tools that we have that we normally showcase on these live streams, okay? So, yeah, if you get it on Friday, you can replay all weekend before Monday. Oh, absolutely. Totally. Yeah, because the replays aren't like full days. Like, you don't want to do a replay, guys, right here for like a whole day. You want to do them for like a half day, right? From like 9:30 Eastern to 12:30 Eastern, and kind of move on to day 2. Because most traders aren't sitting there trading all day. They only trade either the morning or the afternoon, and it's kind of easy to get by 2 months worth of data in replay mode if you just focus on trading for 3 hours per session at 10 times the speed of the market. Yeah, you'll get through it pretty quick. You absolutely will. Now, here's a call out for some of the traders watching, guys, okay? Here's my call out, okay? Don't just watch this. Don't just nod and say, cool script, run the replay. Compare your outcome to mine, really. And if it doesn't match, book a one-on-one. Let's fix it, okay? Let's get you dialed in. Let's turn, I don't know what I'm doing, into I can finally see the rhythm of the market. That's what CYMO does right here, guys. It shows you the rhythm of the market, okay? And that's what today's session proves again, okay? Look, if you're still there, you've probably been watching these recaps for days, maybe weeks now, and you're still sitting on the sidelines. You've got a 7-day free trial waiting, guys. 2 free one-on-one sessions, okay? You get the daily briefings on the Discord channel. You get access to Dr. Freud in Discord. Yes, the AI therapist for traders that I haven't seen any other Discord have, okay? And you get full access to the CYMO Pro family of indicators, okay? You get all that for free for 7 days. What's the excuse now, guys? All right, let's make it count.